Hey viewers, you're watching the Savera and I'm Vidhi Joshi. The US Department of Justice has begun releasing long-awaited documents linked to the investigation into the convicted sex offender, Jeffrey Epstein, a case that has remained politically explosive for years. The first batch of records released under mounting political and legal pressure includes around 120 photographs, most of which show FBI evidence boxes, envelopes, and previously unseen images from Epstein's social circle. While the disclosure was expected to provide clarity on Epstein's connections to powerful figures, the material released so far contains minimal reference to President Donald Trump and instead places considerable emphasis on former President Bill Clinton. The newly released images feature Clinton prominently alongside Epstein's longtime associate Ghislaine Maxwell, as well as photos of well-known figures including Mick Jagger, Michael Jackson, Diana Ross, Chris Tucker, Kevin Spacey, Richard Branson, and Britain's Prince Andrew and Sarah Ferguson. The Justice Department has stressed that appearing in the files or photographs does not imply wrongdoing, and many individuals identified have denied any involvement in Epstein's illegal activities. Importantly, the images do not provide evidence that Epstein maintained a so-called client list or used blackmail against prominent individuals. The disclosure includes 4 broad categories of material: court records, Justice Department documents, records obtained through Freedom of Information request, and disclosures from a US House Oversight Committee. Officials have acknowledged that hundreds of thousands of additional pages are still under review and may be released in the coming weeks. The release followed a congressional deadline after months of pressure on President Trump, who ultimately signed the Epstein Files Transparency Act into law in November. The legislation passed overwhelmingly after Trump faced criticism from both Democrats and members of his own party for delaying transparency. The Epstein files have become a sensitive political issue for Donald Trump since his return to office. During his campaign, he promised to release all the related records, but after taking power, he dismissed renewed demands as a Democrat hoax, angering parts of his own political base. Many supporters accused his administration of protecting powerful elites and concealing details surrounding Epstein's 2019 death in a New York jail where he was awaiting trial on sex trafficking charges. The controversy has continued to damage Donald Trump's standing ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. One of the most debated aspects of the release is the heavy redaction of documents. Several lengthy files are completely blacked out, including 7 pages listing the names of 254. Other records contain censored images of partially clothed individuals. The Justice Department said that the redactions were necessary to protect victims and avoid interfering with active investigations. U.S. Attorney Jack Layton acknowledged criticism of what some have called over-redaction, but said officials chose to err on the side of caution, even as inconsistencies in the redactions raised further questions. The images place particular focus on Bill Clinton following Donald Trump's directive for closer scrutiny of Clinton's ties to Epstein. Photos show Clinton with Maxwell in a swimming pool and a hot tub, with parts of the images obscured. Other pictures show Clinton with Michael Jackson and Kevin Spacey during past social gatherings. The White House has publicly highlighted these images, while Clinton's representatives have accused the administration of using selective disclosures in order to deflect attention. Clinton has never been charged with wrongdoing related to Epstein, and the Justice Department confirmed that one redacted individual in a widely circulated image is a victim of Epstein's abuse. By contrast, Donald Trump appears only briefly in the released material. One photo shows Epstein holding what appears to be a check bearing Donald Trump's name, while another shows Donald Trump's 1997 book inside Epstein's Manhattan residence. Donald Trump's name had previously appeared in a flight records and a contact book disclosed in earlier releases. He is not accused of criminal conduct and severe ties with Epstein's years before the financial arrest. Maxwell remains the only person convicted in connection with Epstein's crimes and is serving a 20-year prison sentence. For the public and for the victims, the release marks the clearest opportunity yet to understand how Epstein operated. The question remains about how much of the truth will ultimately be made public. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.